Okay, so today we're going to talk about predictive programming. What is predictive programming? Predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to get the public familiar with planned societal changes. Okay? So the media, it puts in subtle suggestions of what's going to happen, okay, to get the people accustomed to it. So there's an idea out here that the music, the movies, the TV shows, the media is not here for entertainment. It is to program us, okay? It has us to be tolerant of things we should be intolerant of. We'll speak up for things we should speak out against. Okay? It hypnotizes us and lowers our inhibitions. Okay? So, before I get into this, I just want to say, I believe in God. Alright? God's with me. Alright? I'm with the Most High God. That's how I am. Okay? So, I can't walk in fear. Like when I see this stuff, like when I become aware of it, I'm not fearful or anything. Okay, it's a little bugged out, but I'm not like creeped out, weirded out. All right, and I won't be talking about this stuff if there is nothing we could do about it. Okay, but it's up to us to decide what we will take in and what we'll put out into the world. That's up to us. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's see what this predictive programming is about. Let's look at an example.
Mom! Dad! A bat! Oh my God,
Okay, so this is a quarantine episode about Corona. Okay, so it starts with a bat. Just as the Corona narrative started with a bat. They were saying it started with people eating bats in Wuhan, China. Okay, how did they trace that? I don't know, but that was the news. Okay, that it came from bats. So this is how it starts, with bats. Then from the bats, it goes to
Oh, but first, I'm required to have you read this pamphlet about the risks of vaccinations. God, you are aging so rapidly.
possible side effects: fever, severe allergic reaction, muscle and joint pain. Wait, and this can't be right. They actually put some of the disease in the shot?
Hey, man, how many questions your lady ask? Like a million?
But I don't remember having to read any of this when Chris and Meg had their vaccinations.
Well, that was before internet chat rooms made everybody an expert. It's a better world now.
Hey man, how many questions your lady ask? Right? Patronizing people who have questions or question this thing. That was before internet chat room people became experts. Okay, so it's like also shutting that down. People speaking out on the internet. Okay, a little subtle way, subtle hints of down at people. Okay, we'll speak out against this thing or we'll question it. All right. He's ridiculing these kind of people. All right, so it goes from that to. So it starts with the bat, goes to them talking about vaccinations. She has concerns. Let's see.
Minutes of cash. Do you know that the number of childhood vaccines has tripled in the last generation? And why is that? Because heartless corporations make billions of dollars by foisting garbage and poison upon our children.
Crickets.
We demand that these vaccines be tested by independent researchers, not by the companies who make them.
Excuse me, are you the lady selling the bullhorn?
What? No.
I'm over here.
Damn it. This doesn't seem to be working.
Well, obviously, Lois, you can't just go to a park and list a bunch of boring facts. You gotta spice things up, like I did when I was
Okay, so she comes here. She speaks out. No one's interested. All right. he says you can't just tell people boring facts. You gotta spice it up. Right? Let's see where it goes from here.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
What the hell? Peter, is that you on TV right now?
Oh, yeah, it's my anti-vaccination PSA. Hi, I'm a medical guy, and I'm here to give you the facts about vax. Fact. Vaccinations cause autism, paralysis, and even death. Fact. Vaccinate rhymes with masturbate. Would you let a doctor do that to your kid? Fact. I still think Michelle Williams is Carrie Mulligan.
Medical delivery for badass karate doctor.
Ah, yes, those must be the bones and skulls.
Bones and skulls. Skull and bones.
I see no boob bones. The victim was a man.
Wow. Say no to vaccines. Paid for with Mex College Fund.
Okay. So from the bats to talking about vaccines to
Stewie!
okay, so from the bats to talking about vaccines, now they're in quarantine. Okay.
If I can just escape this quarantine and make it to the next town, I'll be able to get that vaccine I need.
Okay, so he wants to get out of quarantine. So he's trying to get a vaccine. Okay, he's trying to get out of quarantine and get a vaccine. All right, and then from there it goes to
I'm bringing vaccines into your quarantine town. Anytime there's a public health crisis in a third world land, I'm there.
Third world? This is Rhode Island.
Oh, really? Have you seen some of the delis on Federal Hill?
Oh, Rhode Island Slam! Oh, I like you, Sean Penn.
Oh my God, you saved my baby. Thank you so much. Oh, Sean Penn. You're the one who played that homosexual.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll take my son now.
I've brought enough vaccines for your whole town. I hope you've realized that vaccinations are not a freedom of choice issue. They're a public health issue.
not a freedom of choice issue, a public health issue. Interesting.
Thanks to them, countless serious diseases, mumps, polio, smallpox, and rubella have been all but eradicated. Like clean water and functional schools, vaccinations are a human right.
Great, just what I needed, a lecture from liberal Hollywood.
This whole thing has been a lecture from liberal Hollywood.
Okay, so the baby said this whole thing has been a lecture from liberal Hollywood. Now that's what some people will call truth in plain sight. That this whole episode is just a lecture from liberal Hollywood. Okay, so it went from the bat. It's like following the narrative of the corona, right? The coronavirus narrative. It went from a bat to vaccinations to quarantine to the people getting the vaccinations to it being, is it a freedom of choice issue or is it a public health issue? Okay, so it's like this whole episode is following that whole narrative with a bunch of jokes in between to kind of lull you to sleep, okay, while they throwing these things here, okay? So, is this predictive programming or is it just a coincidence, okay? Or is it nothing here at all? Am I tripping, right? So to you, you have to decide that. What do I say? I say it's definitely something here. Okay, if I owned a bunch of media companies, I would be for sure putting out whatever messages I felt like people should have in their mind. I would, except I'd be putting out messages of like empowerment and like encouraging people to be righteous and more independent and smarter and things like that. Okay, that's what I would do, but I don't have a bunch of media companies. All right, I just have social media pages, and I do what I can do on there. All right. Yeah, but it's on you. You know, what do you see? Let me know what you see. Okay. But it gets to a point where you start to look at movies and TV differently. You start hearing music differently. All right, you start picking what do you want to be programmed with. You actually start to hear what these people are saying, okay, in the music and in these shows. You start to hear it and make a decision about it. All right, what do I want to be programmed with? And after you watch it with a different set of eyes, you hear it with a different set of ears, you can compile evidence and see what's going on. Okay, what's being shot out at me? What kind of messages? All right, what am I seeing here? What's going on? Okay, so that's that for now. All right.